Join me in my farmhouse kitchen this week for some simple summer food. We're doing quick and easy dinner around here, some make-ahead party food, some family favorite recipes, and even lazy girl dessert. In the summer, we're keeping it delicious, but also simple so we can spend most of our time outside. We are going to start with a quick and simple summertime dinner that I found over on Instagram this week. Of course, we're going to make it our own here in the kitchen a little bit as we go. I'm starting with some frozen freezer garden corn, and of course I forgot to thaw it out, so I'm going to get that over there in a skillet as I work on cutting up some hearts of romaine. Now this recipe calls for just regular romaine, but I ended up having some hearts on hand, so here we are just chopping that up, tossing it in the salad spinner, and giving that a good whirl to get us started. I love a salad with some avocado, and especially in the summertime, it's just so fresh and colorful. So we're gonna get some of that set aside as we work on a dressing here. It's mostly Greek yogurt, so you got a nice little punch of protein there, but we're adding in barbecue sauce and lime juice and a little bit of some ranch dressing mix. I love this combination and I think it's just genius. My kids devoured this salad. Even the toddler enjoyed it. So this will have to be in a regular rotation this summer because it was really simple once we get all the pieces assembled here. Now, I would have recommended probably doing some grilled chicken with this, but again, we're just doing what we can here. And I had a few frozen chicken breasts to throw in the crock pot earlier today, so that is what we did for our protein in this salad. Apologies for my camera cutting in and out there, but we are also tossing in red onion. I had some black beans, some cherry tomatoes, and some crumbled queso fresco and cilantro. So we're going to toss all of this together in a big bowl, and everyone's just gonna eat the whole thing tonight. So to top it all off, this recipe calls for the Cool Ranch Doritos on top. So we're gonna crumble that up on top, and it's gonna give it a nice little zesty crunch. And everyone in the family devoured this salad. We had zero waste, zero leftovers, and it was really simple to clean up this dinner. Now, if I can be completely honest with you, I feel like I have been phoning it in the kitchen, I guess. I have just been a little uninspired this summer and feeling less creative in the kitchen. But let this be your reminder. We all go through seasons, and I just don't think this is my season to be creative in the kitchen, and I've just decided that's okay. Everyone's still fed, and even though the garden isn't ready, we very much still have plenty of food, and for that we are grateful. I know that the inspiration and the creativity will return, but summertime may just not be the time for me. And if you feel the same, that's all right. I think summertime is just a great time to get back to the basics, and really the food is simple and easy in the summertime anyway, especially with all of the fresh produce, whether you have a garden or not. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. We just need to get back to basics, enjoy the fresh food, and maybe lean on those family favorites. So that's what I'm doing today with the 4th of July right around the corner as I'm filming this. I'm pulling out some of our family favorite recipes. A lot of them are very simple, and I'm even gonna do a little no-think dessert. We kind of decided here at the last minute to have some friends over tomorrow, so I just wanna make sure that I can prep as much food as possible tonight after I do a grocery pickup. That way everything's made ahead, and tomorrow I can really relax and enjoy the holiday and not be scrambling in the kitchen at the last minute, but rather spending time with our guests. Even on simple weeks here in our summer kitchen, I love to have something baking. And something that's so simple for me is to pull out our items from Wild Grain, who's sponsoring today's video. My whole family gets so excited about our Wild Grain box. Wild Grain is the first Bake from Frozen subscription box for artisanal pastries, sourdough breads, and specialty pastas. And Wild Grain sources their products through other small bakeries throughout the country, and they really focus on simple ingredients and a slow fermentation process to make sure you're getting a really nutritious bread or pastry. We have loved every single thing we've ever received from them. I love their seasonal items too. This month we also received their cinnamon raisin English muffins and some blueberry biscuits that were amazing. But some of the staples that we enjoy are the giant chocolate chip cookies, of course the sourdough bread, and the croissants that are just to die for. We fight over those all of the time. Okay, some things I love about Wild Grain. First and foremost, everything is absolutely delicious and bakery quality. Number two, everything is so convenient. It all bakes in 25 minutes or less. There's no thaw time required. You don't have to think about it ahead of time. You just preheat the oven, pull it out and pop it in 25 minutes or less, you're done. You either have an amazing bread or pastry to share with your family. I also love that I can count on the nutrition quality here because Wild Grain uses really simple ingredients and a slow fermentation process, so I know that I'm getting a high quality product. It's also frozen, so it doesn't have all of those preservatives that you might find in other things at the grocery store. I like that I can pull it out of my own oven and it feels really fresh and homemade, even though I hardly had to lift a finger at all to make it. I like that Wild Grain also works with small bakeries around the country, and all of their boxes are customizable. They have vegan and gluten-free options. They even have new protein boxes that I'm excited to try out. Wild Grain has been a longtime sponsor here on the Rustic Honey channel, and for good reason, but if you're tired of just hearing my opinion about it, you can read over 40,000 five-star reviews online. I'm not surprised that everyone is loving their Wild Grain box.
That's good, huh?
You're ready to try out Wild Grain, you can use my link and code in the description box below, but it's going to save you $30 on your first box, plus you'll get those free croissants for life. And thank you again to Wild Grain for simplifying my summer baking and for sponsoring today's video. All right, I know this evening I want to get busy with a little bit of meal prep going into a holiday get-together. So tonight for dinner, we're gonna keep it really simple and do a taco bar, but I'm gonna go ahead and get all of my ground beef mixed up and do it here in the Instant Pot so I can just set it on low and keep it warm until I get back from my grocery pickup and some errands I need to run in town. My family is probably so tired of tacos at this point, but for some reason it's just one of those easy go-to meals, and I personally don't really get tired of it because I change it up all the time. We can either wrap it up in a tortilla, put it over tortilla chips. Sometimes I just like to throw leftover taco meat into a bowl with some sweet potatoes and cottage cheese. And hot honey if I have it around. I'll link to a recipe that we made last summer, I think it was, and it is a great go-to if you have a little extra time to put hot honey over the top. I'm gonna unload my groceries, set up a quick taco bar here, and I'm always thankful to have that pico de gallo ready to go in the fridge because it just adds so much flavor to everything. I like to use it in the morning on some quick breakfast tacos with scrambled eggs. Or omelets. It's just great to have prepped in your refrigerator on a regular basis. It goes with so many items. I also throw it in with my mashed up avocado for a quick guacamole on the side here tonight. Just having a couple items like that in the taco bar can really make everyone excited about taco night all over again. Tonight I'm having a couple tostadas on the bottom here, but mostly a taco salad on top and some cottage cheese on the side. Another reason I love taco night is we are able to get rid of so many leftovers and remnants of things that we have in the cabinet. So everyone got a little bit of something different. Our plates all looked different, but we could just customize it based on what we wanted and what we have here on hand. Simple. All right, little Reese here is wanting to help me with the Mexican corn dip we're gonna make next. Now, this is just a recipe that my mom has had in our little family cookbook for ages. It is so simple. I often just have all the ingredients on hand ready to go, but it's always a recipe that everyone asks you how to make. They think it's complicated, but it's actually so simple. So I thought I would share it with you, and it's actually on my blog already, so I'm gonna link it for you in the description box below too. But basically, you can use some Southwest corn. It seems like the can changes at the store. Right now it's called Summer Crisp, the one that I got here, but it's mostly that you just want corn that has some peppers in it. You're gonna strain the corn off, then you're gonna add in green chilies, some cheddar cheese, onion powder, and the creamy part is just equal parts sour cream and mayo. And depending on when I'm making this, I usually go with like the creamy full fat version for, a get together like this. And I doubled this recipe too, by the way, if you're linking to this later. But sometimes through the week, I'll mix it up with some Greek yogurt instead and do a little less cheese, and then we'll have it over tacos just to make it a little bit more maybe macro friendly if that's what I'm working on. But for a party, we are going all out with all the cheese and all the cream. And I do like to make it the night before and let it thicken in the fridge again into more of a dip overnight. I think that's great. But on my blog, you'll also see a version where we made it into a hot dip. So if you want to make it, during the cozy football season, it's also fantastic heated through. Now for this 4th of July get together, I'm also making a potato salad that has guacamole and avocados and things in it. So I'm going to go ahead and get my potatoes ready tonight. I boiled them, they're fully cooked. They're still a little bit hot here. So I'm just gonna cut them into bite-sized pieces and get them in this bowl, and then I'm gonna pop them in the fridge to cool a little further before I call it a night here. And then we'll pick this back up tomorrow before the party and finish off that potato salad. Now it's time to get this kitchen cleaned up. I am tired, but feeling more prepped for our party. I think the last thing to do before our party is to get our little avocado potato salad thrown together. Now for the dressing on this, I'm gonna finish off the rest of this ranch dressing mix, and I'm gonna also use up that sour cream that I had sitting around from our Mexican corn dip to make a little bit of a ranch dip there. Now I'm gonna throw in some prepared guacamole here. I just have a mild version from the store, and about a tablespoon of mayo. Now I'm gonna mix that together into a nice creamy dip, and that's gonna be the dressing for our potato salad. I'm also going to prep a couple avocados here, get them diced and thrown in with the potatoes. That's just gonna be a delicious bite with those small potatoes. And then I also have the red onion I prepped earlier this week, so that's gonna be an easy addition along with some cilantro. And I don't know, but look at these, I don't know how this happened, but look at these survivors. We had 6 pieces of bacon. It was meant to be for this salad. I don't know how, bacon doesn't survive at my house when we cook it, but I must have just had it hidden just well enough in the refrigerator that I didn't have to cook bacon for this recipe. It was just ready to go. Now I'm gonna hit this really generously with some salt and pepper just because we have so many potatoes. I'm also adding a little bit of minced garlic and lime juice to that dressing, and that is just gonna give it some really good flavor. I love this potato salad recipe. I call it Uncle Roger's potato salad recipe. Dan's uncle shared this recipe with me years ago. He had brought it to a get-together, and he had kind of changed up the recipe he found online, and then I feel like I did just a little bit different today. It's like that game of telephone, how the story changes slightly as it goes down the line. So I'm just gonna do my best to write this out for you in the description box below, but it's such a pretty salad. It's kind of gets jumbled together, so I like to top it together at the end with a little bit more onion, a little more cilantro, and a little more bacon, because otherwise it's kind of a green salad, but the flavor is just packed in there. If you are an avocado guacamole lover, this is just, I mean, and bacon, well, you can't go wrong. Give it a try. I think my end of the food prep is done for the party, and Dan is just gonna get busy here in the kitchen. He is smoking pulled pork today, and he's also doing some beans on the smoker. So he's got the bulk of our meal. I just had to do some sides. So while he gets busy now with his part today, I am gonna get outside and plant a few things that we have here ready to go in the garden before they fry up in the hot summer sun. I've been excited to also show you how our cucumbers are slowly creating that archway on our raised beds. More about that here in just a minute. Our corn is popping up beautifully. I'm hoping that we have a really good harvest there, but so far this has just been another really weird garden season, and everything feels very behind for it being already, as you're watching this, basically the middle of July, and it feels like everything's just now getting started around here. I'm adding a little bit more soil. Some of our raised beds sunk a little bit more than I thought they would, and I had originally planted some mixed garden greens here, but they never did really come up. So I'm just starting over. This is kind of my bed that I'm keeping all of my herbs in. Today I'm adding in a little bit of lemon balm and some oregano, but I currently have basil, chives, dill, and parsley. So I'm excited about all of those fresh flavors, and I need to start meal planning around those now that they're doing so well. Now, it also has been fun to watch the cucumbers, as I was mentioning, climb up over our trellis here. And soon, I hope to show you the full archway. I'm really hoping that will continue to thrive throughout this summer. And of course, I hope that we get enough cucumbers to make some delicious summer salads, but also some fresh pickles, and hopefully in abundance that could lead to some canning for our basement grocery store as well. I have high hopes, but we'll see what the summer provides.